Greetings, good people. I hope that you're doing all right. So I'm just kind of passing through and catching up and still taking care of what I need to take care of. Even though this is a live makeup audio, I'm doing some different task in between. So I'd like to introduce you to and welcome you to my Aisha Speaks Jade podcast. I am the host, Aisha, also known as Jade. A lot of people call me by my nickname. That's something that I prefer. But if it doesn't work for you, I guess you can say Aisha, Aisha. It all depends on the dialect. But again, I'm also known as Jade. I am hashtag the messenger as well as hashtag the researcher. So today, briefly, this topic that I want to speak about is driverless cars are coming. Airlines should be very, very worried. Again, driverless cars are coming. Airlines should be very, very, very worried. And this is something that's not new. This is something I will say that's been in the works for years, right? I'm thinking that those that think about this or who want to do this, these corporations or people who want to have driverless cars, I'm guessing that it's more cost efficient. Rather hiring a human, they rather have a driverless car or even, have a robot. It's just, I'm again guessing that it's cost efficient, and we're getting into this new technology and new era of this world. So what's better? A hassle-filled 2-hour flight or 7 hours relaxing in a comfortable driverless car? So what would you guys prefer? And I'm going to ask another question at the end of this, but the question at the beginning is, what do you feel is better for you? Would you rather do a stuffy, hassle-filled 2-hour flight where you're all cramped up, can't move your legs, you got different shapes and sizes that's sitting next to you, snores, babies crying, all of that for 2 hours or longer, or being a 7 hours of relaxing in a comfortable driverless car where you don't have all that noise, you have leg room, you have space, you have relaxation. So when you hear this, definitely leave a comment, because you guys know I love comments and dialogues. Make sure when I spread this all through social media, when you listen to it either live right now or listen to that replay, which will be available shortly after, make sure to comment. So, there's been plenty of hand-wringing about how driverless cars might change our cities, affect our safety, and wipe out the employment prospects of truckers and toll collectors. But here's one part of life you probably never thought would be impacted by the development of driverless cars, but probably will be. Airlines. We usually think of driverless cars as a way to zip around town. Driverless cars become more integrated into our lives. We're likely to start considering them for longer journeys also. So that's good news for consumers, but terrible news for the airlines. Trading hours for comfort. The basic truth underlining this conversation that I'm having is simple. Everyone, or close to everyone, hates flying. There are people that definitely love to fly, and then there are people that just dislike. I don't like that word hate. They dislike flying. There are delays, as we know, definitely delays, definitely uncomfortable seats, just ridiculous. Security checks, hidden fees. I mean, the list goes on. Sprint and Frontier, especially Sprint, they have these hidden fees. Child, like, even on the website, they don't even really clearly 100% explain it till you get there and you're like, excuse you? Versus a Delta or, a more upscale, upgraded airline. They pretty much say that you can come with two suitcases for free. Anything after that is additional. So yes, if you ever flown Sprint or Frontier, it's challenging. And for me, especially Sprint, based on how my bank is set up. If I can't do a Delta or a Southwest, I'm going to go where my bank account sets me up. And yes, I've flown Sprint and I've flown Frontier. But by far, Sprint is the one I definitely just don't like. So, driverless cars travel at only a fraction of the speed of an airplane, but they lack all these annoyances. As they become more common, won't some people start to consider whether they're willing to trade a longer journey for a good deal, more comfort? So longer hours could be a pro or con based on the person, but also you'll have more sightseeing, I guess. More leg room. Not all the babies crying, and that's not no shade. Not all the uncomfortable seating either. That's not no shade. That's real, right? So let's just imagine we're going to pick Atlanta. So imagine someone who lives in Atlanta and needs to travel to Washington, D.C. for business. This is about a 10-hour drive. A flight takes about 2 hours, assuming no delays, because you never know. Add to that the drive to the airport, checking in, the security lines, which we all know here in Atlanta are out of control, the security lines here in Atlanta, and waiting at the gate. So upon arrival in D.C., it may take another 30 minutes to pick up any checked bags and find a rental car or find that person who needs to come and pick you up, and even more time to drive to the specific destination. The average person would estimate a total travel time of 4 to 5 hours. Most people would choose to fly instead of driving themselves. However, if they could have a fully driverless car take them there, the choice changes. Passengers could eat, drink, work, and sleep during the 10-hour drive, because Frontier and especially Sprint charge you for everything. Depending on Frontier, sometimes they may serve like little light snacks. I can't quite remember. They probably charge you as well. Southwest, I know, definitely that was a pleasant experience. Haven't gotten to Delta yet. There's some JetBlue and there's some other ones I definitely want to try. But again, it's all based on how my bank account is set up. So if you want to make financial donations, I have PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. I mean, I got it all. If you would like to see me upgraded so I can tell you my experience on the better quality of planes. Okay, thought I put that out there. So again, you could eat, drink, work, sleep during that 10-hour drive. They could leave whatever they want and pack whatever they want, including liquids, pocket knives, whatever you people want to pack, with no searches or scans. When they get to D.C., they wouldn't have to find a rental car and navigate to the actual place they're going. So this is if you were interested in doing a driverless car. So which would you choose? Would you continue to do that 2-hour flight with all the inconvenience? Or would you prefer to do a total of 10-hour, right? Where all of that 10-hour covers, where you don't have to worry about getting off the plane, getting a rental car, going through check-in, picking up your bags and all of that. Which would you guys choose? And be honest with it. So, if you're tempted by the 10 hours in relaxed comfort, the research suggests you're far from alone. When they presented people with various hypothetical travel scenarios and asked whether they prefer to drive themselves or take a driverless car or fly, substantial minorities were tempted to kick back and let a robot do the driving. For a 7-hour trip, for instance, that is 16.7% wanted to go driverless, and an additional 12.6% signed on the idea if it saved them a hassle of renting a car at their destination. So those aren't massive percentages, but they should be enough to worry airlines, which I'm sure that would, because that would mean that those humans potentially could not have a job anymore. Losing even 1 in 10 customers would substantially reduce airlines, their money, their revenue. They don't make much money on each flight as it is. Less income would likely cause them to shrink their service, flying fewer routes less frequently. So there are definitely some pros and cons to this, right? People either going from full-time to part-time, or no full-time, no part-time to unemployed. And so now what? We have a bunch of people that's unemployed. See what I'm saying? That's a catch-22. So, of course, all this rests on the assumption that not only will driverless cars become safe, but consumers will believe they're safe. Things appear to be trending in that direction, however. So one also wonders about the environmental impact of replacing so many flights with car trips. But if driverless cars do become an accepted part of the transportation mix, consumers fed up with airlines' terrible service would cheer, forcing airlines to rethink how they do business. So here's my question at the end that I told you I was going to ask. It's another question, yes. Would you opt for a driverless car over a flight if you knew it would be safe and comfortable? Let me say that question again. Think about it for a brief moment, and then please do me that favor and comment. Would you opt for a driverless car over a flight if you knew it would be safe and comfortable? So that's something to briefly ponder on, and then of course leave the comment in my comment box wherever I share my audio on my platforms, which I want to welcome you guys. If you have not joined all of my platforms, come on through and make sure that you do that. So right now, as I'm speaking, I am on Facebook, I have Instagram, Twitter, and I have a YouTube channel. You can find me at Aisha Speaks Jade. Again, I'm on Facebook right now. I'm also at Instagram, Twitter, and I have a YouTube channel, Aisha Speaks Jade, which you can go to my YouTube channel and do what? That's right, subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that thumbnail, as well as hit that notification bell for any notifications and or keeping you in the loop. Also, if you have a LinkedIn account or a LinkedIn page, guess what? So do I. You can find me on LinkedIn at Aisha Jade Speaks. Again, that is Aisha Jade Speaks. Make sure self-care development, self-care awareness, mental awareness, well-being awareness, Know your worth and your value. Love yourself and respect yourself, starting internally. Okay? Like Nike, just do it. Whatever in your life you want to accomplish, step out on your belief, step out on your faith, and just do it. The thing that scares you or fears you the most is what you're going to be absolutely fantastic at. And when you find yourself going through challenges, because it happens in life to each and every one of us, not one of us is excluded from challenges in life. Do the 3 C's. Catch it, check it, change it. Will it be difficult? Yes, of course. But can you process and get through it? Absolutely, you can. You have to be determined. So with that being said, enjoy the rest of the day. I shall return. Love on yourself. Be good to yourself. Peace and blessings be upon each and every one of you. Namaste. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And Ashe. Till next time. Peace out.